Welcome everybody to a brand new episode of That's a Wrap. I'm Caboose.
I'm Into the Answer.
And today what we got for you guys here is another episode of our Countdown to Endgame, the weekly series in which we bring you guys videos talking about Avengers Endgame leading up to the release of the film this April. Now before we get into everything, I wanted to ask you guys, of course, if you could leave a like rating on the video as it shows your support, and we really appreciate it. So if you could leave a like, that would be awesome. And with that said, we also wanted to reiterate once again for people who may be tuning in for the first time, we got a contest going around surrounding this series. Why don't you explain to them what the contest is about?
Yes, contest is still going each week we do the countdown to Endgame. Caboose, I get more and more excited because we're getting closer to the movie.
I know.
The comments, the theories have been good, so keep them coming. The way we're going to do this, of course, is it's the third video of this month.
Yep.
And that's where we're going to look at the theories, the suggestions, and ideas from the fans out there.
Yep.
And we're going to select one to do in next week's video.
Yep.
And whoever that individual is going to get a prize from me and Caboose.
That's right. So send in your topics, things that maybe you want us to talk about, something that you maybe think is exciting to cover about Avengers Endgame, and then you may be lucky enough to win, in which you will then be featured in next week's video as the winner of the contest.
Yes.
Of course,
and as each month goes by, we're going to up the prize.
That's right. And then, of course, if you are selected to winner, you're going to win some sort of prize, maybe an Amazon gift card or something. We'll just reach out to you, or you reach out to us, and we'll get you your prize. So
we're not sending you to Disneyland.
Nothing like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's right. So send in your theories or send in your topics of things that you may want us to cover in the comments below, and we'll be picking a winner next week. Today's topic is a pretty interesting one that some people may not feel has too much levity, but I think might be pretty important in Avengers Endgame, and that's about Clint Barton. You may know him as Hawkeye. In Avengers Endgame, he's actually taking up the mantle of a new hero known as Ronin.
Yes.
So today we're going to be talking about what is the events between Captain America Civil War, of course Infinity War, leading up to Endgame that brings Clint Barton from being Hawkeye to where he is now as Ronin.
Yes.
So we're going to break that down a little bit.
Yeah, I've got some really good actually ideas and theories around this one for Hawkeye. Caboose, I'm wondering, first off, where is he going to enter the movie? I know from kind of what you're saying, what the Russos had said, everything that we're kind of seeing is the first act-ish of the movie.
That's right.
And I think in Clint Barton's or Ronin's case, he is going to enter that first.
Yeah.
Because I think they're trying to rally as much troops as they can to what they got to do to bring their friends back and obviously, try and defeat Thanos. So I think it is going to be early that he is going to be entering the movie.
I totally agree. I think we're going to see that stuff very early on. Just a lot of what we saw in the teaser trailer, I'm sure, takes place very early on in the film. I think within, as Kevin Feige quoted at the Golden Globes, within like the first 15 to 20 minutes is probably what we've seen so far from Avengers Endgame, and what we might see for the entirety of the marketing run for the film, which really excites me because that means we're going to go in knowing nothing, which is great. But yeah, I do think we're going to get introduced to Clint Barton and his whereabouts and what's been going on with his character within the first opening minutes of the film.
Yeah, absolutely. And a question that I want to throw your way, Caboose, is obviously he wasn't in the first movie, Infinity War. Yeah. What level of significance or role do you think he will play in this movie? You go ahead. I'll let you know my mind.
So that is a good question because he's never been a major player for. I mean, granted,
mind you, he has been great in the movie
for sure.
He has.
And Age of Ultron, he had a lot to do, and that was a little bit to do with Jeremy Renner not being a big fan of his role in the first Avengers.
And I loved all of his scenes.
I agree too. Best parts
of
Age of Ultron was him and all that they had to do with him and his family and everything. And I think that's what's going to be the major play here in Endgame. And that's why I do think he may not have a big role, but especially considering the Russos said that anyone who wasn't in Infinity War or didn't have too much time in Infinity War will have more screen time in Endgame. I think he's going to have quite a bit to do in this film. And a lot of it's going to have to do with his arc. The conclusion to what we got introduced with his character in Age of Ultron is going to come to an end. Or maybe not come to an end, but come to a close with Endgame.
So I disagree slightly. I know he's an OG character. One of, I guess you can say, the
original Avengers.
Lesser known ones or not as powerful.
Right.
Now, I think he is going to play a role, obviously. There are so many question marks, just like everything in this movie, but with him. But I don't think it will be significant. What we'll see is when there is a fight scene or whatnot now with Ronin, he's going to be a little more vicious. He's going to be kicking a little more ass. He's not just going to be in the back on top of a roof shooting arrows. He's going to be kicking some more ass. So that's what I think we're going to get from him. But I still think a lot is going to be revolved around Cap, Iron Man. I truly do. I think he'll play a role. And the question marks around, so I'm thinking, let's go with this scene. What we got from this tiny little scene that we got, he looks pissed.
Yeah.
He looks pissed. And I wanted to ask you, do you think the family thing, we don't know if that's confirmed, that his family's lost, but it's more than likely it is, because he has to have a motive to go Ronin. Could it drive him to kill?
So I think so. I think it's to an extent because we do see when we first are introduced to him in the teaser trailer, he does look pissed, but I also think he looks devastated. He looks like he's he has lost all hope.
Yes.
There is not a glimmer in his body.
Yes. Because Ultron set it up so perfectly how important his family was to him, right?
Because it was so secretive.
And he set it up with Nick Fury, and not a lot of people get to set anything up with Nick Fury.
No, so, sure. Yeah. For sure. So that definitely was set up really well in Age of Ultron. One of the only good things in Age of Ultron. But
no, that's a big disagreement.
Different topic for
a lot of
good
time. Things, yeah.
So honestly, yeah, it was set up really well. The dynamic with his family and how much he does love and care for them. So it would make sense that either they were lost, they were in the snap, they were dusted, or maybe they were just something happened to them. Something he lost them in some way.
And I think with the twist that they give us, don't expect the expected. They could be kidnapped by Yakuza. Who knows?
Right.
Because is he in Tokyo? We don't know that. Yeah. Now, I don't think he'll be someone where he'll go out and hunt to kill someone. But now I think if he's in a fight and he's got to slice somebody down, they evidently die, it's not going to bother him.
Exactly.
So I don't think he's going to go out to hunt to try and kill somebody. He's going to try and get some answers. But I'll tell you my outside theory, Caboose. Best time to kick it in.
Okay.
Just from that scene, the way he turns around and the way he looks at Black Widow.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I think he's pissed at the Avengers. I truly do. I think the snap, if it did happen, he either tried reaching out to them, maybe they tried to reach him, they just couldn't get in contact, and he's like, hey man, where's my gang? Where's my team? I've tried to reach out for help. Now, obviously, the Avengers have their situation they got to deal with, and he didn't get an answer, and Black Widow kind of being his confidant, his closest friend, he didn't get an answer. He turns around, he's like, where the heck have you guys been?
I don't think that is the case because we do see a scene in the trailer where Bruce Banner is looking at those screens and are showing all the people missing. They had to have known, it had to have come across them, where's Clint? What's going on? Especially Black Widow. They're so close with each other.
But technically, they got an idea of where he is. He just kind of went into this hiding because he made this agreement.
Right, but even then, are they going to say, okay, he's in hiding, we got to leave him alone? No, they would probably reach out to be...
It's all hands on deck now.
Right, because we get a line from Black Widow in the trailer. She knows what Thanos did. Thanos wipes out half of all living creatures. She says it. So why would she not reach out to see... Are you okay? Is your family okay? So I don't think that he's pissed off at her. I think he may have lost his family. That seems to be what is going on, and that's why he's turned into this Ronin persona. And because of that, that's why he looks pissed. That's why he looks devastated.
Well, the reason why I say that is because I know just from that scene that we saw, okay, we don't know what's going to happen. When we watch the movie, it'll be interesting. When they evidently start talking to each other, it ain't going to be sunshines and rainbows. You can tell he's going to be taken back or pissed off. If she's coming to say, hey, Clint, you got to come with me. We're about to go on this mission and do this. He ain't going to be like, hey, man, let's go. No, you can tell he is upset.
There will definitely be some animosity.
Devastated,
there will definitely be some animosity. But I don't think it's because he's mad at the Avengers per se, more so than he's mad at the situation that he's currently in. And we know in the comics, if we're talking about who Ronin is in the comics, that's a mantle that's held by multiple different characters. It's a little convoluted. Clint Barton has held the mantle of Ronin, and honestly, the storyline in the comics, I doubt they're going to do at all in the films. It has something to do a little bit
not the premise
with the death of Captain America and stuff. They're not going to do any of that. It's going to be the Marvel Cinematic Universe twist on the comic book origin of Ronin.
They've introduced us Ronin, which is a character from the comic books, with the whole backline and the way the story went.
It's going to be different.
We don't need that.
It's going to be it's definitely going to be a little bit different. I think as well. The reason why he may be operating as Ronin is also probably because he wants to either avoid the Avengers. He knows if he's going out as Hawkeye, they're going to know where to find him, and maybe he wants to go rogue. Maybe he needs to just go on his own path.
You do make a great point there, Caboose, because you can tell he's hooded, he's covered up. He doesn't want his face being seen out in public. So I do agree with you in that sense, but we will definitely see it when we watch the movie.
And it could either be that, or even, although I know half the universe got dusted, but maybe if General Ross is still around, he's going to keep the Sokovia Accords together, and he doesn't want that thing to be crumbling beneath him because of what happened. So maybe that could be a reason why as well.
I am wondering if a small piece is going to play in this movie of the
Sokovia Accords.
I really do wonder if that's still going to be floating around, or it's just kind of everything's out the window. Now half the world is gone.
Kind of all hands
on deck. Yeah. I wonder if they're going to make any sort of reference to that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it is really interesting. And like I said, I don't think he's going to have a big role. But I do think, because of all that we got from his character and how much character was given to Hawkeye or now Ronin, Clint Barton from Avengers Age of Ultron, I think we're going to have his story wrap up in some way with this film. And honestly, if you're asking me, out of all these shows that are coming to this new Disney streaming service, Get Hawkeye a streaming. Get Hawkeye a show, man. I would love that.
We don't always agree, Caboose. This is something 100%. Just him a show. Oh my god! And the Ronin form.
I know it would be phenomenal.
It would be incredible, especially just Jeremy Renner. If they got him to do it, it would be incredible.
Seriously. So Marvel, Disney, if you're listening, please, Disney Plus,
make it happen.
Hawkeye, give it to us. Give it to us. But all right, that's it. That's our thoughts and everything about Hawkeye and Ronin and the explanation of where he might have been leading up to Avengers Endgame. But now we kick it to you guys. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think happened to Clint Barton between the events of Captain America Civil War all the way to Avengers Endgame?
This is where the fans usually come in strong, so I can't wait to see the theories and the ideas they have around this character.
And with that said, I'm Caboose.
I'm End of the Answer.
And once again, if you could leave a like rating on the video, it shows your support, and we would really appreciate it. And you can click on screen to make your way to one of the other videos on the channel, or you can click my logo to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and like us on Facebook. The links are in the description. Drop a like if you enjoyed, leave a comment if you have an opinion, and subscribe if you're new.
That's a wrap.